Welcome back, everyone. We are here, losers finals, starting now. evanxo versus TJ. It has been a long tournament, but we are in the home stretch now. TJ was saying before this event that he was really hoping to get top 3, make it into the money for his first tournament, first time ever, and he did it. So honestly, congratulations, TJ, Evan. These are some pretty amazing tournament runs. TJ, a little bit of a death there, probably not gonna matter. Not trying to ease the tension too much, but not too much to die to right now. That spike ball immediately going to TJ. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would say TJ's probably gonna build exactly that. TJ definitely a fan of the 3 volts. What's the plan here? Bit of a passive placement. Not really gonna get anything with those wires. From what I've seen so far, TJ is really the type of player who likes to build up the difficulty slowly, keep control, and try and play a more drawn-out game. Because, I mean, especially when you're good at a specific tech, those type of drawn-out games where you have more opportunities to press your build advantage, those are good for you. You really don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to gamble it on just a couple of rounds. And evanxo getting over. Very nice. Was looking a bit worried for a second, especially when he did that sprint jump across, but not gonna matter in the end. Ooh, okay, I like the idea with those wires, but right now, you know, there's an alignment that both players have been going for, so I'm curious to see. Oh wow, just fully opting to waste the wires. Okay. Both players getting caught by that arrow. Bit rough. It looks like Evan's not as confident with his quick jumps yet. You have to be pretty tight on your timing to get quick jumps that don't die to those wires. Uh-oh. Doing it this way is tough, because you need to be willing to get right underneath those wires. evanxo resigning himself to just doing the quick jump, probably the right decision. You know, if you're playing against TJ likes to build quick jumps. So trying to do setups in a way where you're not getting practice for the quick jumps, I feel like it's a little bit self-defeating. Ooh, I potentially love that arrow that Evan just placed. Both of them good with the squeeze. Ooh. Oh, TJ just barely gets the post-mortem. No way. And Evan's still looking good. Still looking good with the vault. I feel like we need to see something new placed. My eyes are on those 2 arrows in the middle. I see a lot of potential for an interesting setup. If you just add literally any block on the bottom floor there, it takes away the ability to crouch under the arrows and take something that's otherwise trivial, turns it into genuinely a pretty interesting setup. I think staggered arrows are so slept on. So slept on. There are so many amazing things that you can build that a lot of people just opt not to. Okay, wait a minute. I like to say, as soon as someone has 2 lives left, you're at a point where you could score. You could realistically score. Because no matter how comfortable you feel, the pressure's there a little bit. It might be enough to lose 1 extra life, and the second you're on to your last life, anything can kill you. The pressure just becomes so great that even something you feel comfortable with otherwise can become your biggest obstacle. That being said, TJ, no amount of pressure is going to take away his love for these vaults, these quick jumps. I feel like every time I've seen those T-spikes set up, I feel like TJ is always so confident in just going through them. His opponents always seem to wait for the second cycle, but TJ just goes for it, balls to the wall. I respect it. I respect it. This is a fast game. We are already on 3 turns left. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. That is a ballsy placement. Placing that arrow on the bottom right there by Evan, I feel like that's taking a spot that TJ really likes and making it harder. But I don't know, it's kind of scary because I feel like it makes it harder in a way that might be good for TJ. Time will tell, but it's a risky placement. Both of them, wow, okay. That drop down is making all the difference. This went from a map that relatively easy for both these players, and now suddenly TJ on his last life, Evan, 2 lives left, just barely makes it past that. Oh, I can see the mistake that both of them are making. That's definitely a mistake that I see people make a lot. When you're in those columns, knowing when to time your wall jumps is honestly quite difficult. It's so much less intuitive than you'd think. Evan, not afraid to take his time here. Definitely the right play. I love the reaction there to bail out. Because when you're on your last life, it's so easy to die to the smallest things. So having the presence of mind to continue, go back, go at it until you get the best attempt possible. That's big, and I see a lot of players miss it. TJ gets through to the end, and this is difficult. But it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough to stop Evan. That is insane. 4 turns remaining. Okay, I really like that spring. Wow. Wow. That is genuinely an amazing build. That's the type of thing I feel like I would see from... Honestly, I think a lot of top players would miss a build like that. But if you've been paying attention to the way that TJ does this spring, not only is it already a spot where TJ is disadvantaged, a spot where Evan might want to capitalize, That spring also very specifically takes advantage of the way that TJ likes to do the setup. TJ's been going for all the late timings on his drop downs, while Evan goes in between the saw. Well, I guess I shouldn't. I'll say that at the end of the round. What TJ is doing is definitely impossible, though. I will say that much for sure. Now, admittedly, conceptually, I love that build. I love that spring. But maybe a little bit too much on the difficult side. Maybe a bit too much on the difficult side. We've already, I mean, the round before, Evan just barely made it to the end. TJ also pretty close to not making it. Like, the map is hard. The map is already hard, so adding something that difficult is maybe a bit much. Rough draw dying that wire there. Okay, TJ with a chance. Yep, he has it. While Evan does have a good number of lives, I feel like this is the hardest part of the level. This is the hardest part of the level, and TJ already made it, so the pressure is on. Really, really too close for comfort there. Still, Evan hanging on. Really good play from both players here. Genuinely quite impressive. Saved, just make sure. 2 more rounds, and then if nobody scores, we're going to tiebreaker. Okay, so I mean, only 2 rounds, both players just made it. We definitely need to see a little bit of added difficulty if we want to see a point, but at the same time, like, the map is difficult enough that players have been cutting it close. So I'm not going to be too quick to judge here. I really like... Honestly, I think this match is a great opportunity. A great opportunity to point out something that I notice in building a lot of the time. If you compare this game with TJ's game against Board German that we saw earlier. Board German, he was making his game all about counter building TJ's three bolts. Not to say that this is a bad play, but I just want to point out a little bit of the nuance here. I would say TJ is still advantaged when it comes to vaulting over spike balls here, but what Evan has been going for is rather than counter build against those, accept that your opponent might get something that's a little bit good for them, and spend your time trying to build other things on the map. That's how you gain build advantage. And Evan does just that. 3 lives, and wait a minute, TJ runs out. So we're heading into the last round. evanxo takes a 1-0 lead. We're gonna have to see a big clutch from TJ. These are the kind of moments that make a player. All right, here it is. Okay, wait. Great recognition from TJ that you can get the alignment there. Evan didn't notice early enough, and that cost him a life. And wait a minute, that's gonna cost him 2. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. This is entirely possible now. Big mistake from Evan there. TJ was doing it right in front of you. TJ was showing you the path to success. All right, TJ. You have all the time in the world. You have 2 extra lives. You just need to tap it in. Close call, good recognition. Almost that spike ball. Very scary. Okay. All we have left is TJ's bread and butter. And he makes it. He ties it up. Wow. Now, I'm one to believe in the comeback, but I'll admit, when I saw that Evan got that point in the second last round, I thought it was curtains. Good stuff, TJ. Good stuff, TJ. We got a tiebreaker now. It is first player makes it to the finish is all that matters. And TJ does have a little bit of experience doing speedruns. I can't speak to Evan's proficiency on the matter, but... Alright, both of them getting rid of things that were causing them a lot of grief the last round. Ooh, that is rough. This is a race. This is a race more than anything. But those cannons... I actually kind of love these cannons, because for the whole game, they don't really do anything. You know, they're not going to kill you. But they do waste time. And the second you go to tiebreaker, that actually starts to matter a lot. TJ going insanely fast. Already, he's almost completely cut off the gap between them, but that's maybe a little bit too fast for his own good. Now, completely out of lives, Evan has 3 opportunities to score. This could be the game, but let's see if Evan has what it takes to convert. 2 lives left. Still doing pretty good on time. Final life. Waiting for the right cycle. Good decision. Going back. Good. Okay, and we have another shot here. Okay, wait. Timer's on. Now, the time is ticking, but there's still plenty. You know, it's not at a point yet where I would feel really nervous about it. That being said, you only have like a couple attempts here before you're really in the red. And there it is. Round 2. That could have been the game. I really like the dynamic we have here. I feel like a lot of the time you watch tiebreakers, you watch races, and it's kind of just both players really want to go fast, or both players are playing it safe because the map is difficult and they just want to get through it. But these 2 players, I feel like TJ is going for speed, whereas Evan is going for consistency. He's trying to be the tortoise that beats the hare. And I really, it's tough for me to say which strategy I feel is better. Because speed does matter. Speed definitely does matter. While I do like consistency, I like the idea of getting through the map, it's also important to do it quickly. It matters. Like, in that moment, Evan had a great opportunity to get through it, and instead he's waiting for just the best possible cycle. And TJ's caught up to him. TJ's even slightly ahead of him now. But can TJ convert? Gotta go fast. Alright, they're both in the home stretch here. This is a game of who can get it first. TJ, by a hair and nothing less, almost gets the post board but can't do it, and Evan closes it out. 1-0, are you kidding? That might be the closest tiebreaker I've ever seen. Unbelievable. GG to both players. Congratulations, TJ, for an incredible run.